Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. As you see what's going on on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where if you could probably tell from what's going on in my accent, tell from today's episode title, we're going to be talking about Eurovision 2025. Because the Eurovision Song Contest happened last night, and it was a grand old time, I think. If you don't know what Eurovision is, it's basically an it's a Europe sphere song contest where a lot of countries in Europe come together to basically have a huge music festivals with different songs, and then whoever wins in the end hosts next year. Good evening everyone, right now in Fawnhallow at 7:36 PM on Sunday, May 18th, 2025. It's a very, very big thing, I would certainly say. You know, I would almost put it on the European equivalent of a Super Bowl. I don't know what I said about that. On the Super Bowl. Where if you're not from Europe or like the participating countries, you're probably like, what the heck's going on? Just like the same time every year where people in Europe are just like, what? I don't even understand what the Super Bowl is about. Anyway, another point. It's basically, it's just to get the picture, it's a huge event. It's massive. I don't know how many people tune in every single year, but it must be on the several millions, I'd imagine. Let's see. Eurovision's viewer numbers, 163 million last year. So it's pretty big, certainly. And we're going to be talking about the performances today, and we'll just sort of, I don't know, I guess we'll just sort of see how it goes. I will say, I don't think this one was as favourable as last year. I remember last year, I'm pretty sure if it was last year, where I was like, there's so many songs in the 2024 lineup which I really, really like, and was super happy with any of them winning. In 2025, there were not as many, I would say. I think there was one clear winner, and it was the one that actually won for me, which is very rare, I think. I don't think it's been several years, I think, since my favourite song won. But yeah, it did win. So congratulations to Austria. But yeah, I guess I'll just sort of talk about the songs in sort of reverse standing order, and then some of them I don't super remember. I did have a listen to the previews again, just to try and refresh my memory, but some of them I don't super remember all of them that well. Like, I mean, San Marino, starting off, I mean, what did I rate it? Let's see, because I had a watch party with some friends where we all rated like not different values of exactly, roughly what we thought of it. And okay, San Marino, I can't imagine I gave it very high. I gave it a 2, which, you know, I don't know, it just wasn't as memorable for me. If you don't know who Eurovision is about, Eurovision is super, like, to me, it's over the top. It should be experimental, should push boundaries. It's not just like a generic pop song sort of music festival. It should be weird, it should be wonderful, it should be like completely wacky, it should be bonkers. I mean, some of the most memorable songs and performers from previous years have been so just strange, if anything. So yeah, that to me is very sort of Eurovision core. It's very much the part of it which people tune in for, is like the strangeness of it. There's like people just doing strange things. I mean, like Ireland from last year, Bambi was incredible. That was like so Eurovision core. There was a one which, was it Finland No Rules or whatever? I think that was very Eurovision core. Definitely not my sort of song, but I was like, this is so Eurovision. Actually, before we get into the ones which are here, I guess we should talk about ones which didn't make it, because there's only 2. I don't normally watch semi-finals. I leave everything for the day on the finals to see what I think about it. But there's actually 2 songs I've seen afterwards for semi-finals, which I'm like, these are both pretty good. They should have been in the final, in my opinion. But Australia's, which is about the milkman, which I'd watched it and I was like, this is so Eurovision. It's like, I'm shocked this didn't make it. Because I thought it was very charming, and I definitely did think it was a lot better than some of the songs in here, but I think that's probably just, as I understand it, they got like a very difficult group to get through or something, so they just didn't make it. The other one was Ireland's one, which actually is one of my favourite songs. I heard it. It's called like, it's something about Laika, you know, the first dog in space or something. Laika Party, that's it. And it's like it's a surprisingly sad song, despite it being like this sort of Europop upbeat thing about hoping, you know, wishing like a different ending, I suppose, for Laika, who unfortunately passed in space. I mean, definitely, I suppose, furthered the understanding of space travel, but, you know, at what cost, I suppose. I'm not going to analyse the whole thing, because I literally listened to it today and I was like, wow, this is a great song. How did this not make it to the final? But anyway, we're going to the actual finals, reverse order, as well as remember. San Marino, don't really remember. To be honest, it was some sort of club beat, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, there are better club beats. Iceland, I gave it 8. Roa, which one was Iceland? Was this? Oh, this is the two kids. I thought this was Super Eurovision. I was surprised it was so panned. I'm not surprised the jury didn't like it. I was more surprised the audience didn't like it as much, because I thought it was really fun. Spain, Esa Diva. I gave it a 4, apparently. I don't remember this one. Oh, I do remember this one. I thought the performance was fun, but I thought the song actually kind of like didn't interest me. And Denmark's Hallucination, I think, was the same sort of lines. Whereas like I feel like the singer was great and she had an amazing high note. Just the song itself, I was just not interested in. 22, we had Luxembourg. I actually gave quite high. I think I gave it like a 7. Yeah, La Poupée Mon Leçon, which means something like the doll. I can't remember. The doll turns a key or something like that. I looked it up because, you know, obviously it sounds strange to an English knowledge. The doll turns out the sound, that's it. I thought it had one of the best stagings, if anything, in the contest. It was like sort of dollhouse sort of theme thing. She had like a sort of doll dress on, and I was like, I don't know, I felt like it used a good use. Like the stage this year was really interesting because it had like a back, like the usual backstage or with the big screens or whatever, but then it had like this middle doorway bit which had like this LED, almost like hologram-esque style thing in the doorway as well, and I thought that was super cool. I really liked the staging, but I think it's a catchy song. I guess it just wasn't quite memorable enough, probably. But my personal opinion was I quite liked it. Portugal was next. Desolacado. Oh, yeah, this one I can't really remember what it goes like, and it wasn't my jam. That's all I can really say about it. Armenia Survivor. I think it's mostly defined by the guy being topless throughout most of the performance. I can't remember how the song goes at all, to be honest. I gave it a 6 apparently, so don't know. The UK is What the Hell Just Happened. This one, I think I was too harsh on my rate. I think I gave it like a 3. Oh, I gave it like a 4. I think that's a bit too harsh. But the thing I felt like mostly when I was listening to the song was like, these girls have such amazing voices. I wish the song just went a bit harder at some points, you know? It's because I was like, their voices are so good, they're so good at harmonizing, but nothing in the performance and nothing in the actual song itself made me go, whoa, this is like the key moment. Because I feel like in Eurovision it's a very big thing, it's very performative, right? You gotta have that moment, you know, where you get the key change, where you get like the complete change up in the visual particle effects or whatever. You take off the outfit you're wearing to reveal a much more like, I don't know, flashy outfit underneath. Like, you kind of eat that up, I think. I will say, I think it's a bit sad I didn't get any points in the popular vote, but that's kind of part of the course of UK, unless you're Sam Ryder, in which case you get a lot of votes. Lighter from Norway, I think it was okay. It was perfectly fine, and I think it was honestly a very sort of good baseline to base every other song off at the start of the show. Because I feel like most of the times in Eurovision, when I listen to the first song, I'm like, I always almost give it a 5, because I'm like, I don't know what the rest of the songs are like. And Norway, I think, was the perfect 5 in this regard. Compared to some other years, like El Diablo from Moldova one year ended up being like a 7 or 8 for me, but I gave it a 5. When all my scores that year were like rated so far down because I was like, everything's so skewed. There was another year where I think the first one I rated too highly, and I was like, I would have actually given it like a 3 or something, but anyway, Malta's Serving, I thought this was a really fun song, to be honest. And surprisingly, a lot of my friends didn't know the serving expletive phrase, which I was very much surprised by in my watch party. And I thought it was a lot of fun. To be honest, apparently I only gave it a 6, so I only thought it was slightly fun. Lithuania, Tavakis, I don't remember this one. Oh, I don't think I liked this one that much. I don't know, I just couldn't drive away. It was 4, like I could appreciate it, but I was like, I don't know, it just didn't click with me. But like Germany's on Baller, that was like, Baller, I suppose. That was a fun one. That was like one you could definitely hear in a club, just sort of going on. Just sort of like pump the beat. I mean, it feels like a sort of club sort of song, doesn't it? I'm surprised 74, 77. I was gonna say, but like, I'm surprised it didn't get higher. But to be fair, I think the results this year were very much more even keel distributed. Like in the jury votes, so many different countries got 12 points. Like in the first, I think like 15 countries, wasn't it like 11 different results? First 15 results, 11 different countries got 12 points or something. It's crazy. UK got 12 points, and I was like, what? How? Not that I think the girls were bad performers, remember, I thought they were amazing. I was like, damn, I wish the song just hit harder, you know? Anyway, Germany's I thought was really fun. That's definitely one I would listen to, I think, just sort of casually. Gaia from Poland, I don't even remember it. It had a dragon, that's what I remember, but I cannot remember at all what the song went like, so I think that's all that needs to be said. Latvia. Oh, Latvia's was actually really cool, I thought. I think I gave it a 7. In retrospect, probably could have been an 8. I think the thing that held it back was much more personal in this regard. Like, I normally only say 9 and 10s for songs where I'm just like, yes, I jive with this song. 10 is like, this is amazing, this is my favourite to win, because I jive with a song and I love it for its performance. Where 9 is like, yeah, you know, I don't know, maybe there's slightly something missing. 7 is still really good though. It's just like the actual song itself I didn't jive with. Love the performance though, because I love the staging, which was very sort of fairy, like, because I think it was quite pagan inspired, if I recall. I very much did think when I saw them initially, I was like, oh, it's like an axolotl thing, and I was like, no, it's not an axolotl thing. I think my friend might be very upset if I said that, but I mean, the head sort of pieces kind of looks axolotl and shaped. Inspired is not right because it's not axolotl inspired, as far as I know. But they did have one of my favourite like staging things I saw. Like performance is the wrong word for it because that makes it sound like a dance. But they had one of my favourite moments in the performance where the silhouettes just came out and they had like these monkey tails come up from like these LED hanging rope screens. I don't even know how to describe it. There was a very sort of like ethereal, sort of otherworldly sense to it, and I was like, yes, peak Eurovision, we love something like this. Netherlands, C'est la vie. I think this was actually like a pretty good song, but I think it was just a bit safe, if anything, like too safe. It didn't, you know, it wasn't like Latvia as well. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. It was like, okay, yeah, that was pretty good. Finland's Ikom. That was a pretty fun one, I thought. I thought she was a pretty good performer. I'm not sure if I was enamoured with her final performance, I would say. But I mean, she looked like she was having a fun time. Like, I would say this song was on the same sort of level as like Serving to me, although I think I slightly preferred Serving. But I think I had a lot of fun with this one, so yeah. Switzerland Voyage. Now this one is crazy because it's it got a huge amount of jury votes. But basically in Eurovision there's two sort of voting systems. The jury being like an official judge panel, and the popular vote being people like phoning in and being like, oh yeah, this is who I'm voting for, or texting or using the app nowadays. This one got supremely robbed because it got so incredibly high in the jury, and then somehow it got 0 points in the popular vote. I don't even know how it could possibly get 0. Because even some of the lesser popular songs got songs where I was just like, got 0. Got more than 0. So I was like, how did this song, which was pretty damn good, get 0? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But yeah, that one definitely shocked me. Because it's like one of the highest songs I think we've had, which got straight up 0 in the popular vote. I don't think it deserved it. I think it definitely deserved higher. It wasn't my favourite ballad, I would say. But it was pretty darn good. Like, she was a great voice. There was a lot of good voices this year is probably how I describe it. Anyway, so yeah, it was absolutely shocking because she was like one of the last 3 to get revealed, and it was like never. So it's when you got 0 points, and I was like, what? I think what ended up happening is basically it was a song that people generally liked, like highly, like second or third choice, but no one put it as their first choice or something. Anyway, Albania's didn't quite click with me. I liked the costumes and the outfit and the staging, but I don't know, the song just didn't click with me. I think it's very similar to Ukraine. Ukraine's did not click with me at all, but it was very, very popular. While I could very much musically appreciate the technicality, I suppose, it just, I don't know, just couldn't get with it. France was pretty decent, Maman. I quite liked it. I think it was one of the better ballads, I would say. But following up with Greece. Now, Greece, I'm thinking back on the rating. I gave it a 6, and I'm like, that's way too harsh. I definitely should have given it like an 8, maybe a 9. I actually liked it a lot. I think probably at the moment I was quite swayed by everyone else's votes. So I'm sorry, I succumbed to peer pressure, to be perfectly honest. Oh no, I gave it an 8. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, it's like, I was looking at this and I was like, I can't believe I gave it a 6. No, I gave it an 8, so that's about fair. It probably would be a 9 in retrospect. And then I would bump Austria's up to a 10. But I just couldn't be bothered to change it again. Like, I really quite like Greece's. I don't know, something about this thing sort of clicks with me. Because I will say, most of the time it's ballads which click with me, like power ballads. So that's the way to get my vote, just be like, powerful voice, moving, emotional song. And then amazing visual effects in your performance, and I'm like, you got me. Everyone's got their sort of like thing which wins them over. That's mine. Italy's I didn't jive with, I'm going to be honest. I appreciated it and it was actually pretty popular, but I don't know, just wasn't my sort of vibe. And Sweden's actually surprisingly as well. I was like, I can appreciate it, I think it's fun, it's super Eurovision and I want more of it, just wasn't for me. But the one Eurovision-y style song, which was for me, and did quite like it, was Estonia's. I gave it a 7. Espresso macchiato, da-da-da-da-da-da. That one I thought was a lot of fun. I initially gave it 8, but I was like, no, that's too high. Like, I definitely don't think that's an 8. And I'm surprised it didn't get more votes in Republic. Like, I know it got the second most amount of votes, but usually in these sort of public votes, like the city song like this, Estonia's like, I think about Rim Tagi Tim or Cha 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 or things like that in the previous years, like dominate the public vote. Trying to think of other ones which did similar, but I don't know off the top of my head. But normally these like city ones which somehow just perfectly hit that sort of campiness level of Eurovision, as well as the performative aspect, just click. And that was one I was like, yeah, this is good. But yeah, I guess no, I don't know. It didn't quite make it. But it was really good. Like, if that one won, I'd be like, I'm more than happy that this one won. It's my favourite of that sort of vibe of songs. Israel's, I obviously, you know, I'm not going to dive into a drama or anything. I'm going to judge it based on exactly the song and performance I saw. She had a great voice, and I liked it as a ballad. That's about it. I will say no more, no less, because we're going to talk about Austria, Wasted Love, which was by far and away my favourite. Well, maybe not by far and away. It was definitely my favourite song of it, and I'm super, super happy it won, because, I don't know, I feel like I can't quite put my finger on why I liked it so much, because I don't even think I think it has very similar vibes to Switzerland's from last year with Nemo, but I can't put my finger on exactly why I like it. I think more than Nemo's one in the previous year. It's like, I don't know, there's very good vibes to it, is what I'd say. And it was definitely the song where I watched it and the performance, I went, whoa. And then like it did the sort of like breakdown in the middle, and I sat up on the sofa and went, whoa. Because I fully did not expect it. And I don't know, it was just great vibes, to be honest. I'm super happy it won. Again, because I've not had a song which was my favourite win for quite a while. Let me see. Eurovision 2024. Oh, maybe. I can't type. Eurovision winners. Let me see if I can find the last time my favourite one. So last year, my favourite was a French one, wasn't it? One more. But that didn't win. But I did like the code. To 2, Sweden's was not my favourite. Obviously, I can't remember what my favourite was of Sweden's year. Like, I love Loreen as a performer. Euphoria was amazing. But Tattoo, not quite. What was my favourite one for this year? I don't remember. It was probably some ballad song. Who even knows? Because I can't remember most of these from just the title. Going arcade. I don't know which of these was my favourite songs. It might have been Euphoria from 2012. That might have been my favourite song from the others. I think most of the previous ones I rate quite highly, but they just weren't my favourite, to be honest. I don't remember 2018's. What my favourite song was. I don't know, a lot of these are like they've very much gone from my memory. Anyway, on that note, Eurovision 2025, very fun time, I'm going to be honest. And I'm glad my favourite song won, essentially. It was such a weird feeling. To be like, oh, it's my favourite song. Oh, it won. What? Anyway, I'm going to wrap this episode up here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, description, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.